ready to play basketball here at DeSoto. The game time is about 11 or 12 minutes earlier than 7 o'clock. The JV game got finished, so they're rolling right into the varsity contest. And we'll now go to Pete for the opening lineups for the Wildcats of Kevin Alderson and the Pirates of John Cena. Peter?
Kevin Alderson's crew coming in at 13-1 overall and 8-0 in the conference. Boy, this thing is booming into the headset, isn't it? Leading off and playing center field, number 0, 5'11" sophomore Ryan Herkin. Number 20, 6'3" senior Mark Beckham. Number 24, 6'2" senior Tanner Heisel. Number 30, 6'2" junior Carver Phillips. Number 33, 6' junior Stevenson and Heisel inside. The ball's in the air. Whoop, the guy.
Almost all guys.
One of those bad benders.
Yep. Redo.
Yes. Let's
redo
do a redo, and maybe it'll ask that boy. Now that'll be a little bit straighter. And the ball goes into the hands of the crew from DeSoto, and they'll have first dibs coming our way, stage end. Off the right of the circles and down the right-hand side from Paulsrud into the right-hand corner it comes, and up the right sideline to Paulsrud with feet to the high post, driving down inside and cluttering it up there is Boland. Battled up, the Stevenson goes up, has the ball blocked, and goes right back up with the offensive rebound, puts it in, and Alex has his first two. 7:37 to go in period number 1. Carver Phillips up on top, off to the right-hand side of the circle. Herkin back on top, 2. Phillips and down the right-hand side to Herkin. 2-3 zone on the part of the DeSoto Pirates. 2 up front, 3 down below. Heisel, long 3, no good off the board, and Boland brings it off the left-hand side and brings it right straight up court. Whips it off the left-hand side of the circles, and down the left-hand side it goes to Johnson, back over the top to Paulsrud, back to Johnson, left-hand side, long 3, got it.
Wow.
Way out in the left wing.
That thing he couldn't hit anything.
5-0. 7:05 to go in period number 1. Heisel up on top between the circles against the zone. On the right-hand side, Herkin back up on top. Heisel drives into the lane, pumps it down inside, threw it away. Turn number 1 on Lafarge. Up the left-hand side, Johnson off left of the circles, dumps it down left-hand side of the lane, powering into Stevenson, half hook in the lane. Ball tapped up, no good. Rebound down inside, Mark Beckham. Off the right-hand side, Herkin into the front court, heading far end. Off the right of the circles, works the ball up on top of the wheel to Phillips, comes off the left of the key. Fade away from 16, air shot, Johnson brings it down, hustles right up court, spins it off the left-hand side of the circles and backs it out a little bit. He will look up on top and dump it in the left-hand corner to Paulsrud. Paulsrud back up to Johnson off the left of the key. Back down to Paulsrud, left-hand corner. Tries to feed it inside to Stevenson. Powers inside. Finger rolls it up, and down and in it goes. Alex says 2, and Kevin Alderson says, I think I'd like to take a 30-second timeout. This isn't looking good. Heisel will inbound right directly in front of us, and DeSoto's going to put full court pressure on. Yes, they're going to go a little bit of man-to-man full court pressure, and we'll see how that works. Heisel will work out to the left-hand side to Phillips. They'll try to double-team him. He splits the double-team, comes right up on top of the wheel, drives in right-hand side, and Mark Beckham had a beautiful opportunity to lay in off the right glass, and it came right out of his hands and out of bounds. Turnover number 2 against Lafarge. 6:09 to go in period number 1. Flathammer walks the ball toward the front court, comes up through the big wheel, pivots it off the right-hand side of the circles to Clements, back up on top, and then left-hand side Johnson for 3. High up the rim, no good. Tipped off the hands of Heisel into the hands of Phillips. Hustling up the left sidelines, he brings it back out left wing, comes all the way over the top of the wheel, and pitches left-hand side to Heisel, back down on the left-hand side of the lane, back him up on top of the wheel to Phillips, kicks out the right-hand side. Herkin was going to take the shot, brings it back right of the circles, feeds in right of the key to Beckham, down on the baseline, powering up inside, and rolling it up over the top. A nice little effort there by Brendan Connolly, who is in the ball game for the first time. And are we going to have a personal foul as well?
Yep, Connolly got hit in the eye.
By Tanner Johnson on the personal foul. Okay, here we go. 7-2 score. Make it 7-2 as he misses the shot. And whistle stops the action. No. They're going to bring in Mr. 33.
Ben
Jacobs. And normally you don't stop the clock on a missed free throw, but apparently they hit the buzzer a little bit wrong. Into the front court, working off the left of the circles, Paulsrud out the left sidelines, Johnson up on top, Paulsrud back to Johnson, left-hand side, 5:14 to go in the first, 7-2 the lead to DeSoto. 2-3 on the zone for the purple-clad Lafarge Wildcats. On the baseline, back into the right-hand corner, Clements up the right-hand side of the circles, Paulsrud for 3. It's coming off the rim, and Mark Beckham runs it down deep in the left-hand corner, into the middle to Heisel. Hustles to the front court, right of the circles, off the right of the key, down the right Rainbow, and picks up the dribble. Rainbow over the top, long 3 in the way by Carver Phillips, off the rim, no good. Rebound down inside Stevenson, handoff goes to Johnson. He comes up the left-hand side, heading our way. 4-4-4 to go in period number 1. Palzer to right-hand side. Clemens, high three, no good, off the rim. Beckham on the rebound, lead feed up to Heisel. Comes into the top of the wheel, pips out the right-hand side. Herkin for three. Off the rim, no good. Down inside, Stevenson on the rebound, and over the back comes Ben Jacobs. His first and the first on the guys from Lafarge. Coming up a little bit short on long three-point shots of the Lafarge Wildcats, right at this point anyway. 4:31 to go in period number 1. 7-2 score. DeSoto in the lead and bringing it to the front court. Troy Palsford for DeSoto. Works it off left of the circles in our end, the stage end. Down the left-hand side, Johnson. Back to Palsford, back to Johnson on the left. And they spin that 2-3 zone up on top of there. Stevenson has it in the high post. Left-hand side, Johnson for three. High off the glass, no good. Rebound down inside, Heisel. Nice hammer by him. Top of the wheel, drives into the lane. Scoops it back to the left-hand side. Somebody's going to get a foul called on them. We'll wait and see what the indication is.
Maybe?
And it's going to be Palsrud on the personal foul. His first and the second on the guys from DeSoto. And coming into the basketball game will be Brendan Connolly. And coming out of the ball game will be Ben Jacobs. Rotating those two kids is Kevin Alderson. On the baseline left of the basket, far end. Heisel up on top, Phillips, right-hand side of Herkin. Top on Phillips. Again, looks down left-hand side. Rainbows up the right-hand side of the circles. Herkin in the right-hand corner, Mark Beckham. Right-hand side of the lane, Heisel, 9-foot fadeaway off the right-hand side of the lane. Puts it down and in Tanner's first two. Back within three. It's 7-4 Lafarge. 3-5-0 to go in period number 1. Down left-hand side, Johnson up on top, Palsrud. Back to Johnson on the left. Both teams playing a 2-3 zone. Up on top of the wheel, driving in his Boland. Pitch off left-hand side, serve it away. DeSoto's first turnover. Heisel down the lane to Phillips. Finger rolls it up over the top and back down inside. 7-6 back within one. All of a sudden, a 6-point run on the part of Lafarge after DeSoto had the initial run to go up 7-0. 3:25 to go in period number 1. Johnson, left of the circles, Palsrud. Left side, Johnson, back up on top, Palsrud. As they rotate back to the left-hand side, Johnson for three. Yes. Way out in the left-hand side of the circle. Pops it down. He's got 2 threes, and it's now 10-6, 3:10 to go in period number 1. Up by 4 DeSoto. Phillips down the right-hand side to Herkin. Herkin stays stable on the right-hand side, comes up on top to Phillips. Walks it off right of the circles. Bounce feed left-hand side of the circles, Heisel. Heisel back to Phillips up on top. Drives into the lane. Finger roll up on top. Missed the shot. Tapped right down inside and laying it off the left glass and putting it up and in is old number 13, Brendan Connolly. Boy, that was a fortunate offensive rebound off the hands of DeSoto. 10-8, DeSoto by 2. 2:45 to go in the first. Down the left-hand side, Johnson. Left-hand side of the circles back out toward the timeline. And walking left to right on the dribble is Palsrud. Dumps it down the right-hand side. Clemens back to Palsrud, right of the circle. High post right of the key. Stevenson, right-hand corner. Clemens on the way for three. No good. Beckham on the rebound. Mark's been there for 3 or 4 rebounds now. Heisel hustles it through the big wheel, top of the wheel. Stutter steps, 3 on the way. High off the rim, no good. Down inside, battling for the rebound and pulling it out of there is going to be Boland. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson over the timeline, comes toward the top of the wheel. Goes into the high post to Boland, comes off the right end side of the lane and travels with the basketball. Turnover number 2 on DeSoto. 2:11 to go in period number 1, 10-8. DeSoto by 2. Coming into the ball game for DeSoto is number 24, Jeff Alton. And coming into the ball game is number 32 for Lafarge, and that is John Kelter. Ball comes to Phillips, back to Heisel. He'll take point, bring it to the front court. Heading down to the top of the wheel. 2:05 to go in period number 1. Left-hand corner goes to Kelter, back up the left sidelines to Phillips. Loops it down inside, left-hand side of the key to Heisel, off the right-hand side to Herkin. Herkin brings it back out, right of the circles, up between the wheels. Down the left-hand side, wide left to the key to Phillips. Starts over the top of the wheel, into the key, out on the right-hand side, Heisel with the ball. Cross-court, skip past Kelter, back left-hand side of the circles, Herkin at 1:45. Right of the circles, it goes to Phillips. Sutter steps there, comes back, and Herkin starts to drive left of the lane and brings it back out left of the circles and off tight right-hand side of the circles. It goes to Phillips at 1:35 to go in period number 1. The 2-3 zone by DeSoto. Left-hand side, Heisel for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good, and the ball comes Karaman back into the hands of Stevenson off the left of the lane. Pitches to the left-hand side and heading our way. Palsrud in left-hand corner, back to Johnson. 3 on the way. Got it. 3 threes there out in that left wing. Wow. 13-8, the lead by 5 to DeSoto. 1:14 to go in period number 1. And you said he couldn't hit anything last night. Tonight he's hit 3 out of 4 on threes. Way off that left-hand side, out beyond the rainbow. Down the right-hand side, Herkin up on top of the wheel. It goes to Phillips. Left-hand side to Heisel. Cross-court speed, right-hand side of the lane, Herkin. 1 minute to go in period number 1. And Phillips continues to work off there. Right-hand side of the circle, loops to the baseline. Pitches left-hand side. Kelter, 17-foot jumper. No good. Rebound down inside. Outlet from Boland. Pardon me, it goes from Stevenson up the left-hand side to Johnson. Back it goes to Stevenson, who was thinking about a three-pointer. Drives right down into the lane, powers inside, up over the top to hit the front of the rim. Lead feed up to Phillips. He'll power in, finger rolls it over the top, and it has the bubblegum catch in front of the rim and goes down and in 13-10. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Phillips with 4. Walking to the front court, Paulsrud up the right-hand side. Clemens with the basketball. Heads toward the corner, feeds it off the right-hand side of the key. Clemens down in the lane, under and over, lays it up. Nice little move by Cameron Clemens for 2. 15-10, 16 seconds to go in period number 1. DeSoto in the lead. Lafarge in the front court, far end wide off the right-hand side of the circle. Phillips with 10 seconds to go, though. Play for 1. Heisel up between the wheels, down the right-hand side to Phillips. Rainbow way over the top. Herkin on a nice catch. Got to go back to Heisel. 2 seconds, 1 second. Long jumper for 3 off the back of the iron. No good. And after
4-7-8-4, Lakota. The second quarter here, 15-10, and it's completely different for DeSoto tonight with Johnson and Stevenson hitting the ball many, many times here in this first quarter of basketball. A 15-10 advantage DeSoto, and Lafarge has the ball inbounding at right-hand side. Coming into Carver Phillips down low. The shot goes up, and it's no good. It was taken by Conley, put back up again by Beckham, no good. Turn around by Heisel, kicks it back outside here to the top of the key to Carver Phillips, back right-hand side of Herkin. 20 seconds into the second quarter. Beckham, give and go, left-hand side. Heisel with a 3, rims out. Rebound by Alex Stevenson. Big board by Alex. Up court comes Tanner Johnson, the DeSoto Pirates. The corner it goes. Corner shot by Paulsrud, rims out, no good, tipped around. Stevenson got it, turnaround jumper. Alex got another 2. Stevenson and Johnson were hampered by fouls last night in the fourth quarter, but the Pirates still won 17-10. Pardon me, won by 5, 48-43, 17-10 here in the second quarter. We're just about a minute into the second quarter now on the left-hand side. Tanner Heisel. Ball tipped away right to the top of the key to Carver Phillips. Carver goes zigzagging around back to Herkin. Lafarge down by 7 now. Here's a long 3 ball by Phillips to double-hand pumper. No good. Beckham gets the loose ball. Kicks it back to Phillips, high outside. Back left-hand side to Heisel. In the lane of Beckham. Dishes off. Finds off. The left-hand shot on left-hand side is no good by Herkin. And a rebound this time by the DeSoto Pirates. 6:40 to play, period number 2. 17-10 Pirates. In the corner, it's Cameron Clemens. Top of the key. And off the hands of Troy Paulsrud. Turnover against DeSoto. Third turnover against DeSoto. Checking back in, Ben Jacobs out of the game for a breather. Brendan Connolly.
Lafarge is just not able to hit shots. They're just cold as the outdoors.
Yeah, that's the way it was last night for the Pirates. 17-10. We're in the first half. At 6:34, the ball inbound by Ryan Herkin to teammate Tanner Heisel. Now bounce pass right-hand side it goes to Carver Phillips. Back left-hand side to Heisel. Back to Phillips. Phillips going down in the lane. Gives and go to Ben Jacobs. Puts it up, no good. Rebound, loose ball. Beckham has it, but he steps on the baseline along the side there. Not a whole lot of room there underneath that backboard. And a turnover against Lafarge. 6:18 to go in period number 2. 17-10. Pirates right now ruling the roost. 7-point advantage. Tanner Johnson, right side it goes. Working the ball here to DeSoto's Pirates. Mike Boland, top of the key to Stevenson. Stevenson looking around. DeSoto used their 5 ball players the entire first half. Last night, John was substituting quite freely.
Jeff Alton is in there right now, though.
Oh, that's right. That's
number 24.
Number 24, right. So only 4 of the 5 are in. Down right side is Mike Boland. Shot goes up and in by Mike Boland, his first 2. Mike played a nice ball game last night. Didn't score a lot of points, but he did a lot of other things off the ball. 19-10 Pirates leading the conference leaders. Number 6 ranked Lafarge. Right side, Mark Beckham. Bounces in, kicks it in, turnaround shot. It is no good by Phillips. Rebound put up by Jacobs, blocked by DeSoto, and the ball is back to Lafarge. 5.5 to play, first half. 19-10 Pirates.
12-4 outscore by DeSoto in the last few minutes.
And at one juncture, it was 13-10 and 10-8 early, or latter part of that first quarter. Ryan Herkin has it, feeds off right-hand side to Heisel. Tanner holds the ball. Eyes the basket, loops it into Mark Beckham. Turnaround 7-8-footer, no good by Beckham. Gets his own loose ball, puts it up again against Johnson. Nice shot. Pressure shot by Beckham at 5:15, and Beckham gets his first 2 of the game. 19-12, DeSoto by 7 again. Right-hand side it goes. This is Jeff Alton. And Alton goes top of the key to Mike Boland to Alex Stevenson. 5 in the mark of the first half, 19-12. And the Wildcats keeping the Pirates outside. Coming up to Alton, back to Alex Stevenson. Here's the right side of Mike Boland. Boland working top of the key to Stevenson. Back it comes. A shot by Alton, 17-footer. Nope. Loose ball picked up by Tanner Johnson. Saved in the corner. by DeSoto. Back to Bolin, high right-hand side. In the lane it comes. Shot by Alex Stevenson off the glass. Nope. Fight for the ball, and ball goes up on the stage and back to DeSoto's Pirates. 4:36 to go in period number 2. 19-12. Pirates trying to get a little closer to the Lafarge in the standings so they can pull this off as an upset. Johnson for DeSoto. He'll fire it in left-hand side. Here's Jeff Alton for a corner shot. Nope. Rims out into the hands of Heisel. Out but pass to Phillips for the Lafarge Wildcats. 4 games tomorrow coming up on Q102. And the ball is loose on the floor. Scrambles. Picked up by Johnson. And off the hands of Lafarge and Ryan Herkin. 4:24 to go in period number 2. Herkin and Johnson face each other in baseball in springtime, I'm sure. Third turnover against the Lafarge Wildcats. 19-12 game, 4:19 to play. First half, Pirates by 7. Jeff Alton in the corner. Top of the key to Mike Bolin. Gives it off here to Stevenson, and a reach-around foul against Mark Beckham, I think, for Lafarge. Foul number 2 against the Cats. DeSoto has been called for 2 fouls so far in this first half. 4:11 to go in period number 2. Inbounding the ball will be Tanner Johnson. And Johnson will fire near the timeline to Jeff Alton. 19-12 Pirates. That's 4:05 to play first half. Right side it goes to Pulsrud. Down to Bolin, trying to get into Stevenson against Beckham. Shot goes up by Stevenson. Short. Loose ball picked up by Jeff Alton. And off the glass comes Lafarge, and Beckham with the loose ball to Carver Phillips. 3:50 to go in period number 2. Back left-hand side it goes to Herkin. Ryan working the ball for the Lafarge Wildcats as they try to cut that 7-point lead down. Ryan stutter steps, almost slid, and almost got called for the travel. Mark Beckham feeds off to Heisel. Off his shoulders, too hard to pass. Here comes Mike Bolin going past his defender, lays it up, and the basket is good. So Bolin gets the basket at 3:30, and suddenly got back-to-back baskets for DeSoto when it's a 21-9 game. Here comes Herkin for a shot, but he's been fouled. And the basket's going to count. Basket's good for Ryan Herkin, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a free throw with 3:23. 21-14, trying to make it a 21-15 game and cut the lead down to 6. John Cena couldn't believe the foul called on his member of his team. Herkin on the free throw line now after making the shot, and the ball goes up, and it's good. 21-15. 3:23 to go. Coming in for Lafarge, number 32. John Kelter out of the game will come Tanner Heisel. 3:23 to play first half, 21-15. And Clements back on the floor now, this time for Troy Pulsrud. Henry Clements had a nice ball game last night. If Alton stays in the game. And it'll be Johnson and Clements bring the ball over the timeline. Bounce pass it goes to Alton high left side. In the lane it comes to Bolin. Bolin's been hot. Back it comes to Stevenson. 16-footer. Got it. Alex with another 2. And the Pirates go up 23-15.
Alex has 8.
3:06 to play in period number 2 first half. Down the left side it goes to Ryan Herkin. Down to the corner now, working the ball to Kelter. Back to Herkin for Lafarge. Back to Kelter. Under 3 minutes to play first half, and we got a timeout call.
Oil and Propane of Baroqua, offering home heating oil, propane, and diesel fuel, and 24-hour car tow self-service bays on East Decker.
23-15. Dave Ball's game for Channel 19 must be going to lead. Team up the game already, I guess. Probably got a highlights for right now. The ball will come in here. Lafarge is down by 8 after their timeout. Their second one of the game. And on the left-hand side of Tanner Heisel, cross-court feed to Ryan Herkin. Herkin back at the top of the circle now to Carver Phillips. Zigzags around through the fenders, puts the shot up, hits the rim, nope, tipped around. And the hands back to Phillips again. He's been fouled underneath here by Stevenson, I think, of DeSoto. Or is it going to be Bolin? Mike Bolin on the foul. 2:39 to go, period number 2. In that shooting foul, and shooting 2 will be Carver Phillips for the Lafarge Wildcats. Free throw goes up, and this is no good. Tomorrow we start at 11:45 on FM. The Westby GET boys game, followed by the girls game. And then a short break, the Baroqua boys and girls game follow at 3:30 and 5. Second free throw coming up, and this one goes up, and this is also no good. So it stays at 23-15 at the 36 mark in period number 2. Alton into Clements near the baseline, fires it back in here, and a scramble for the ball. And Bolin and Heisel, the ball tipped out of bounds. Going back to the Lafarge Wildcats and Tanner Heisel.
Josh Listney now on the floor for Lafarge.
2:26 to go, period number 2. Carver Phillips for the Lafarge
I
Wildcats.
think people are filtering in here thinking this game is going to be 7:30.
I think so. Down the left-hand side, working it in. This time back on the left side, zigzagging around. Jacobs gives it to Heisel. Gets past his defenders. The shot goes up and no good. Put back up here on the right-hand side. It's up and in by Connolly.
He's got 6.
So Brennan Connolly at 2:04 makes it a 6-point deficit for Lafarge. Mike Bolin for the DeSoto Pirates dribbles the ball toward the lane to the baseline. Cross-court feed to Alton back outside. Stevenson, long three. Rims out. Loose ball and got a foul here against
22.
Cameron Clements of DeSoto.
His first and the 5th.
So the Pirates getting close to that bonus situation on the Lafarge Wildcats. A minute 50 to play, 23-17. And inbounding the ball, Tanner Heisel to Carver Phillips. 23-17. Phillips down the lane, goes up for a layup, and the cripples in. 4 straight for the Lafarge Wildcats at 140. They're down now. On the basket by Phillips, the second straight basket. And it's a 4-point difference now. Pirates hanging on here. Alton, right-hand side, Stevens. This resembles last night's game with DeSoto trying to catch Kickapoo in the first half. Shot goes up, though, by Bolin, and Mike Bolin had a real nice first half of basketball at 122. 25-19, Pirates up by 6. In the lane, the shot on the left-hand side is up and in by Carver Phillips. So it's going to be a basket by Phillips, and at 1:15, we have a 25-21 ball game in favor of the Pirates. Alton, Clements, back at the top of the key, it comes to Bolin. 1 minute to play, 25-21. Here's Bolin crashing the lane, going up. And it was charge taken by Brennan Connolly. A foul called against DeSoto. 58.1 seconds to play in period number 2. And Mark Becken comes out of the game, along with Ryan Herkin out of the game, Josh Liskey, and Ben Jacobs. Foul number 2 called on Mike Bolin for DeSoto. The 16th foul against the Pirates. Lafarge again a chance to get the lead down some more. 2-3 zone here put in place by DeSoto. Trying to work it into Beckham. And Herkin goes right side now into Beckham. Beckham is like double team back outside to Herkin. 43 seconds to play in the first half. 25-21 game. And on the top of the key, here's Beckham in the lane back outside. Again, it comes to Carver Phillips. The ball goes to Beckham, and the ball tipped away in the hands of Tanner Johnson. 30 seconds to play in the first half. 25-21. Right of the lane it comes here from Clements into Alex Stevenson. He was fouled by Lafarge and might be Mark Beckham on the foul. 24 seconds to play in period number 2, 25-21. Common foul situation, only the third foul, but this one an ex-shooting foul. And it'll be Alex Stevenson on the free throw line here for the DeSoto Pirates. And this, I think, is their first free throw they've shot. 24 seconds, and the free throw by Alex is no good. Coming in now is Eric Flathammer. Tanner Johnson getting a breather. Out of the game comes Clements. Alton back on the floor along with number 14 in Connor Clements. The shot goes up, and it's good this time. The second one by Stevenson. 5-point advantage here for DeSoto. Ryan Herkin, top of the key for the Wildcats. And working the ball to Mark Beckham. 15 seconds coming down. Beckham bounced the ball. Give and go this time. It goes to Tanner Heisel. And he's been fouled by Mike Bolin. There'll be a third foul here, if that's the situation here for the DeSoto Pirates. That'll be the 7th foul against DeSoto on top of it. Heisel going to the free throw line now at the 12.7 second mark of period number 2. 26-21, 12.7 seconds to play. First free throw is no good. 26-22.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah. 12.7 seconds, not 12.2. Out of the game comes Flathammer. Back on the floor comes Pulsrud. And trying to cut the lead down to 3 now is going to be Heisel. And her second free throw goes up, and it rims out. Rebound by Tanner Johnson. 10 seconds to play in the first half. Top of the key left-hand side, it's Connor Clements. Finds Stevenson open, gets past his defender, and he's called for the travel with 3.6 seconds to play. Well, the Wildcats have Heisel now. Let's see what's going to do here. With 3.6 seconds, and DeSoto going to try to check in here. And can they get him into time or not? Holy cow. So Flathammer's coming in for Tanner Johnson. 3.6 seconds, and John Cena doesn't want to risk an unnecessary foul by Johnson. Half-court feed to Beckham with 3 seconds to play. Long 3 ball by Beckham. It's the rim, no good, and that takes care of the first half.
Heading away from us in the third and fourth quarters of action, Johnson rainbows the wall all the way across court to Clemens. Down the right-hand side, it goes to Bolin, back to Clemens, drives into the lane, finger roll from 6, no good, down inside, tap, 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 and the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, and I think they're going to say it's off the hands of Herkin and to the DeSoto Pirates. Far end, front court of DeSoto, baseline off the right-hand side of the basket, and Johnson will feed the ball in and has to go out toward the right-hand corner, and does, to Stevenson. Stevenson dumps it in right inside of the lane. Bolin comes left to right across the lane, misses the shot, and Beckham with another rebound for the Lafarge. The front court Heisel off the right of the circles coming our way against the 2-3 zone of the DeSoto Pirates. Both these teams play 2-3 on the zone. 2 up front, 3 down deep. Beckham down to the baseline, goes to Brendan Conley, kicked way back, and it's going to go into the back court, and that's where it'll stay. It's going downtown to the DeSoto Pirates. Turnover for the Lafarge, first in the half, 5th in the game. Baseline, wide left corner. Johnson will feed it in off the right end side of the lane to Stevenson. Powers inside, banks it off the glass, no good. The ball tapped way up on top, and Carver Phillips has it. Hustles through the big wheel, comes off the right-hand side of the key, and backs it out right-hand side of the circle. Stutter steps, pitches left-hand side. Heisel for 3, got it. I knew Tanner couldn't stay that cold all night. It's 26-25. Lafarge back within 1. 7:05 to go in period number 1. I think he missed about 5 shots in that first half. Just weren't falling for him. Stevenson, 13-foot jumper in the right-hand side of the key. Put it down and in. Actually got 11. Double-figure scoring already. Looks good tonight. Haven't seen him this year, so he looks like a nice ball player for DeSoto. Off the right of the circle on the jump pass to Heisel. Down the left-hand side. Kyra Phillips, long 3, off the front of the rim. Tipped off the hands of the guys from the white-clad DeSoto Pirate crew. And Heisel will inbound the ball directly in front of us down in the left-hand corner of the front court. Stage in. 6:39 to go, period number 3. Down the left-hand side of the lane, Beckham up on top it goes to Herkin, drives inside, finger rolls it up, hits the bottom of the rim, and then tries to hustle it out of there to get it up and knock it out of bounds. It's going back the other way. 6.5 to go in period number 3. We got period 4 up on the board. If you're looking on your radio, don't get confused. It's the third quarter, 28-25. 6:25 to go in period number 3. Herkin shuts off Paulsrud coming off the right-hand side, dumps it down the right-hand side of the lane to Stevenson. Stevenson working on Beckham, comes up on top of the wheel to Clemens. Clemens looks left and backs it off between the circles. Long 3 on the way, buried at the bottom of the hole. My goodness, Cameron. Wow. That was a 23-foot Ranger shot. 31-25 up by 6 DeSoto. 6:04 to go in period number 3. Skip pass over the top to Herkin. Herkin back off the right-hand side to Phillips. Phillips drives right of the key, jumps into the lane, pops up a 6-footer, no good. Down inside, gets his own rebound, banks it off the glass and in. Nice little effort on the deep offensive board end of the court. 31-27 DeSoto by 4. Clemens back to Johnson. He'll bring it into the front court. Far left-hand side of the circles heading down toward the other end of the court. Clemens down left corner to Bolin. Bolin comes off a screen by Stevenson, and I believe travels to the basketball, and that he does. Turn number 1 in the quarter, 5 in the game for DeSoto. 5:35 to go in period number 3. 31-27, DeSoto by 4. They have led this entire game. To the front court, Herkin works toward the top against the 2-3 zone to the DeSoto. Out the left-hand side, Phillips working left to right, flips the dribble, comes up on top of the wheel, dumps it to Beckham. Beckham down the left-hand side, up on top of the wheel. Phillips, left-hand side to Beckham, back to Phillips up on top. Stutter steps and comes off the left-hand side of the lane. Drives inside, pitches up on top. Heisel for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound down inside. Stevenson covered up that basket completely off the front of the rim. Out to the left-hand side, Johnson. Down the left-hand side, Clemens. Ball poked, checked away, and I think Connolly is going to pick up the personal foul. Brendan's first, and the first of the second half on the guys from Lafarge. 5:04 to go in the third. 31-27 by 4. Coming in, Ben Jacobs. Coming out of the ball game, Brendan Connolly, who had 6 points in the first half. Far end, front court, DeSoto, baseline, left of the basket. Johnson will feed it in. And down inside the lane, Stevenson, fade away from 8. No good, came up short as he faded away. To Phillips. Phillips drives down the lane, powers up inside, and he's going to draw the personal foul on either, well, they could call it both ways, but I think it'll go on Paulsrud. Yep. Yes, it will. It'll be Paulsrud's third personal foul. So now 2 starters for DeSoto have 3 personal fouls, and that's not good this early in the ball game. Carver Phillips going to the line. He's got a 10-point ball game. He's 0 for 2 off the line. Ball's on the way. Ball is there. 3-point quarter, 11-point game. Back within 3 is Lafarge at 31-28. DeSoto has had the lead, as I mentioned, all game long. 4:57 to go in the third. Second one is on the way. Looks good. Off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound down inside offensively. Ben Jacobs brings it back out. Phillips sets for 3. High up the rim. No good. Tapped around. Alex Stevenson on the rebound again. Doing a nice job for the crew from DeSoto. The front court, Paulsrud works it down the right-hand side to Boland. Boland brings it back right-hand side of the circle to Paulsrud. Back left of the circles. Johnson left-hand side. Clemens. 3 on the way. Overshot the cage. Tipped out. And brought down in there by Herkin up at left-hand corner to Beckham. Into the middle it goes, and Herkin brings it down court at 4:30 to go in period number 3. Down the right-hand side, Phillips. Skip pass over the top to Heisel. Fakes left, comes off the top of the wheel from left to the right-hand side. Dumps it down the right-hand side, Phillips, and feeds it across and throws it away. A turnover number 2 and number 6. Down the left-hand side, Clemens feeds it inside the lane and laying it off the left glass and putting it up in there. And Boland on a nice follow through off a good feed from the corner. It's 33-28 by 5. DeSoto at 4 minutes to go in period number 3. Phillips walks to the front court. Down the left-hand side, Heisel for 3. Right down at the bottom of the barrel. And as I said, Gary, I didn't think he could stay that cold for a whole game, and he isn't. Second 3 of the quarter, 33-31. Back within 2 is Lafarge. 3:48 to go in the period, and they bounce speed from Paulsrud down the right-hand side to Mike Boland, and he lost the handle on the ball. The turnovers 2 and 6. 2 in the quarters.
Here we go.
Left sideline, Heisel brings it into Phillips. 33-31 DeSoto, but Lafarge on the attack now, coming up against the 1-3-1 zone now for DeSoto. As they switch defenses off the right of the circles, Herkin comes to the right of the key, dumps it off left of the key to Phillips. Phillips high up the head, loops it off the right of the circles to Herkin, fakes left, comes in off the right-hand side of the lane, looks to the corner, off the left-hand side of the lane it goes. They go to the baseline to Heisel, back about the top Herkin, left-hand side Phillips, left-hand corner Heisel, 3 on the way, got it! 3 threes, my goodness, the same thing as Mr. Tanner Johnson did in the first quarter for the DeSoto, and Lafarge has their first lead at 34-33 at 3:12 to go in the third.
Wow.
Johnson up on top, left-hand side, Cameron Clemens. In the left-hand corner goes to Stevenson, dumps it down inside to Alton. Battle down in there, he's got that ball, lays it up on a reverse layup. Nice job down inside by Jeff Alton, his first 2. Back in front after a lead change, 35-34 DeSoto. 2:50 to go in the third period. Herkin off the right of the lane, it goes to Beckham. Back to Herkin off the right of the circle. Pitches down the right-hand side to Jacobs. Back off the right of the circles to Herkin. Comes off the top of the wheel. Settles in there. Left-hand side, Phillips. Looking down inside, goes to the baseline. Powering down inside. Ball up in the air, off the glass, around and down. And Ben Jacobs has his first point to the ball game. And we have our third lead change, and it's 36-35 Lafarge. Up on top, Johnson. Left-hand side, Clemens. 2:25 to go in the quarter. The third quarter. Ball skipped way over the top to Alton out in the right rainbow. Backs it out toward the right sideline. Brings it right of the circles, Johnson, left-hand side of the key to Clemens. Kicks it over the right-hand side to Alton with 2:12 to go in period number 3. Down to the baseline, right-hand side. Stevenson steps on the baseline, coming back the other way. Turnover number 3 and number 7 on DeSoto. That's a tough one, Gary. You're almost right. You're almost out of bounds, right on, right underneath that wall over there, and it's tough to
tell where you really are.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 minutes to go in the third period. Heisel for 3. High up the rim, no good. Rebound down inside. Brought over there by Johnson. Tanner up the lead feed to Clemens. Down inside. Pitched off and down to the baseline. Alton fires it off the glass. Put it up and in. Just got 2. Buckets, that is. 37-36. Fourth lead change in the last 2.5 minutes. Heisel whips it over to Beckham. Left-hand side of the lane. 1:40 to go in the third period. Up on top of the wheel, Phillips. 37-36 DeSoto against a 1-3-1 zone of DeSoto. Up on top, Phillips drives the lane, travels to the basketball. Turnover number 3 in the quarter, 7 of the ball game. 1:33 to go in the third. 37-36 DeSoto coming into the basketball game. Paulsrud coming out of the basketball game. Clemens, that's a DeSoto substitution. Ball inbounded from Tanner Johnson and goes to Paulsrud. Troy walks it up through the big wheel against the 2-3 zone of Lafarge. Down the left-hand side, Johnson. Back up on top, Paulsrud. Left-hand side, Johnson. Back to Paulsrud up on top. Playing a little cat and mouse here at 1:20 to go in the third period. I don't know who's the cat and who's the mouse. Down inside, Boland powers in. Ball blocked nicely by Heisel. He went right up on top and then hustles toward the front court. Top of the wheel, pitch out right-hand side. Herkin inside, lays it off the glass, overshot the cage. Ball comes around, dug out there by Mark Beckham again. My goodness. Down inside it goes, and Jacobs will kick it back out to the corner to Beckham. Back off left of the circles. Phillips up over the top to Heisel. 3 on the way. Overshot the cage. Ball tips off the hands and saved by Jacobs. Up into the stands he goes. 54 points 7 seconds to go in the third period. A hustling quarter for both of these teams. 37-36 DeSoto with lead and ball as it comes into Johnson and back to Paulsrud, who walks it up court to the right-hand side of the big wheel, far end of the court. Down the right-hand side to Alton. Stopped up there in the dribble. Comes back out to Paulsrud. Off left of the circles to Johnson. Johnson back up between the wheels to Paulsrud. Back to Johnson, left-hand side of the circles, back up to Paulsrud between the wheels. 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Stevenson down inside in the high post. Back left-hand side to Paulsrud. 3 on the way by Johnson. Overshot everything, and Beckham comes out with a rebound. Who else but Mark Beckham on the rebound for Lafarge? Over the top of the wheel, Phillips. 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. 37-36 DeSoto. Ball down the right-hand side to Herkin as Lafarge has the ball. They come inside to Heisel. He's got to kick it back out there. Right-hand side, Herkin. Back up to Heisel off the right-hand side of the key wide. Ball reaches inside. Powers inside. Banks it off the glass. No good. Got his own rebound. Up in there is Stevenson. And the ball brought off by Paulsrud. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ran with the ball. He's going to shoot the ball underneath the basket anyway. And after...
One terrific ball game here so far, Peter.
Yep, very good.
Yep, expected that. Lafarge with a big win streak going, 12 in a row. And in first place, rated number 6 in Division 5 in both the Sports Writers and Coaches Poll. Undefeated in conference play at this juncture. Right-hand side, working the ball, Lafarge. That's Heisel to Herkin. And Ryan gets past the defender, put the shot up. Nope, loose ball picked out of there by Jacob. Back it comes here to Tanner Heisel. Heisel double team, back to the corner. Jacobs eyes the basket, just past Johnson. Top of the key it comes. Carver Phillips for about a 21-footer. Got it. Big three ball by Lafarge, and Phillips nails it at the 7:25 mark in period number 4, and it's a 2-point advantage, the Wildcats. Tanner Johnson, left-hand side, picked up by Herkin. And Johnson, again, being harassed back right side it comes here to Bolin, to Troy Paulsrud. Starters in for the Pirates. There's a free ball by Johnson. Just crank it up there, Tanner. 7:02 to go. He couldn't hit anything last time, but he'd be really nailing him tonight. 40-39, DeSoto by 1. Right side here is Herkin, and the 18-footer no good. Tanner Johnson on the rebound. Outlet pass it comes here to Troy Paulsrud. Over the timeline, left-hand side of Johnson for the Pirates. 6:44 to go in the ball game. 1-point lead DeSoto. It's Alex Stevenson back outside to Tanner Johnson, and he's being harassed by Herkin back outside again to Paulsrud down the left of the key. 6.5 to play in the game. 1-point lead DeSoto, 40-39. It'll be Tanner Johnson, top of the circle, right-hand side to Clements, to the bottom of the right side to Alton, down in the lane to Stevenson, back outside to Clements, Alton. 6:18 to go, back to Clements. Back left-hand side, a long 23-footer by Johnson, too deep, and rebound put up by Stevenson, no kicked out. And Alex Stevens, instead of was tipped by Lafarge. Back it comes here to Alton. Back outside, Johnson wide open for a three. Another three for Tanner Johnson. What he couldn't do last night with the three, he's doing tonight, and Kevin Alderson says, I need a timeout.
Beautiful Norwegian sweaters and so much more. Books and cards, you name it. It's Dregny Scandahulian in Westby.
5:57 to play in the fourth period. Here comes Lafarge down by 4. They need the basket desperately now because the lead is now back to the Pirates. Phillips right-hand side. Three ball by Heisel. Hits the rim. No good. Loose ball picked up by Herkin. Picks it back out. Phillips going to crank again. No. Top of the key. Goes in the lane. Spins around. Ball swiped away. Lafarge gets it back again. Beckham gets the loose ball. Heisel right-hand side. Dishes the corner. Ben Jacobs from about a 17-footer. Air ball. Clean out by Cameron Clements. Outlet pass to Tanner Johnson. 5:30 to play in the fourth period. Johnson. Right-hand side it comes to Clements. Down to the corner to Alton. 43-39 DeSoto. Pirates slowed down a little bit now. The ball tipped away by Phillips. Back it comes here to the DeSoto Pirates. 5:22 to play, fourth period. DeSoto 43, Lafarge 39. And the ball thrown in from Alton to Tanner Johnson behind the timeline. Clements launches a three. Got it. So 3 threes in a row. And oh boy, it's a 7-point lead just like that for the DeSoto Pirates, 46-39. Lafarge, top of the key. Here comes Phillips with the three. Nope. Rebound, cleaned out, and holding, 15-yard penalty, Mark Beckham. Yanked the right shoulder of Jeff Alton. He'll get called for the obvious foul at 5:03 to go in the fourth period. Only foul number 2 on Beckham. And number 1 foul on Lafarge, or number 2 foul here in this second half. Here's Johnson to Troy Paulsrud, 46-39, and a reach-around foul against Ben Jacobs. 4:54 to play here in the fourth period. 46-39, common foul situation. Third team foul against the Wildcats. Inbounding ball to the DeSoto Pirates. Ball comes in to Troy Pulsrud. Short air ball, cleaned out of there. Picked up on the loose ball by Lafarge, and Tanner Heisel needs somebody here to help him out. Comes back here to Carver Phillips. 4:45 to go in the fourth period. 46-39, right side. It'll be Ben Jacobs down the top of the key to Carver Phillips. Lafarge needing a basket now to get going again. Beckham in the lane. Kicks it back outside to Carver Phillips. Phillips zigzags back top of the key. Three ball by Herkin. Rims out, no good. Tanner Johnson. Ball goes out. Scott King, look out. Athletic Director Scott King sitting in his usual fine spot there along the sidelines. Just about got run over by Ben Jacobs. 4:28 to go in period number 4. And ready to go. Cameron Killamans had a tie and shoe, and he's all right now. Tanner Johnson will throw the ball in to Troy Pulsrud. Lafarge won't put any pressure on the ball for the moment anyway. Johnson to the left-hand side. Double team back. It comes here to Troy Pulsrud. In the corner it comes. 4:20 to play in the ball game. Lafarge down by 7. Have not lost a conference game yet. But DeSoto trying to pick away at it. And fires one way too strong. Johnson throwing a strike to the right side of Jeff Alton. And the ball goes out of bounds. 4:14 to play in the fourth period.
Turnover number 8 on DeSoto.
Tomorrow we have the Westby games first, then the Viroqua games later on Q102. Airtime 11:45 and 3:15, back-to-back for the boys and girls. Right-hand side it goes from the lacrosse center. It's Ryan Herkin now from the DeSoto High School gym at inside 4 minutes to play, halfway through the fourth quarter of the game. It's Mark Beckham. Wildcats down by 7. Here's Ryan Herkin for Lafarge, working the ball, and he'll turn around, fires off to Beckham in the lane. Shot goes up. Mark was fouled here by Cameron Clements of DeSoto, I believe. And Mark goes to the free throw line and try to get some points back here for those Lafarge Wildcats who have not scored since taking the lead at 7:25 here in the fourth quarter. 46-39. 3:48. The free throw by Beckham comes in and nails it. And the Wildcats within 6. Still lots of time to go in this ball game. But this is where you make some ground up if you're behind in a game. Beckham's second one rattles around and goes in. 5-point game. Advantage now to DeSoto with the ball. Pulsrud, Tanner Johnson back to Pulsrud. Over the timeline, Troy with a double team on the right side of the timeline. Back to Tanner Johnson. 3:38 to play. DeSoto by 5. Here is Troy Pulsrud looking around, and he'll dribble the ball a couple of times, double teamed, and near the timeline, nearly throws the ball away. Stevenson's got it. Finds open man down there. Alton. Big basket by the Pirates, but Stevenson with a good job finding the open man at Alton at 3:20. 48-41, back to 7. Beckham from the left corner hits the rim, no good. Rebound by Cameron Clements. He's triple teamed, and somebody's going to draw a foul here for Lafarge. 3:14 to go in period 4.
I think they called it on Heisel.
48. Tanner Heisel's first personal foul. 48-41 game. Common foul situation, fourth by the Pirates in the half. Johnson into Alton. Back it comes to Johnson. And then it comes back to Troy Pulsrud. Lafarge puts a lot of pressure in the inbounds pass now. Under 3 minutes to play in the ball game. And the ball batted away from Cameron Clements by Mark Beckham. Out it comes to Tanner Heisel. 3 minutes to play. 48-41. Heisel stands, looks at the basket. Nope, not going to go. Or go back. It comes to Heisel. 2:52 to play. Long three by Heisel. Got it. Boy, oh boy, another beautiful three ball, and it's within 4 now at 2:46 by Tanner Heisel. And we got a timeout called by John Cena.
Chicken and all the rest from their deli.
All right, Tanner Johnson throws the ball in here for the DeSoto Pirates. So listen to WBRQ-FM. Online on GreatRiversNews.com. F from DeSoto. Here's the feed into Stevenson for Tanner Johnson. Again, double teamed. Tanner Johnson, nice job that time by Lafarge again and Kilter. Now the right side it goes to Stevenson, goes in for a layup, and Alex Stevenson with a huge layup. And it's 50-44, 2:31 to go. DeSoto by 6. Here's Herkin, double team, back outside it comes to Carver Phillips. In the lane he goes, dishes off to Beckham down the baseline, dribbles it once, fires up, no good. Fouled again, this time on the right side by Clements, I think, by the DeSoto Pirates, or they're going to call it on Stevenson. Going to go back and made 2 free throws earlier on the free throw line, trying to shrink this lead down a little more. Free throw was good. Marked 3 in a row. 50-45. Al's down here from Nordic Creamery with his daughter, but the rest of the Beckham gang up the Snowflake apparently jumping for the skis tonight. Second one by Beckham up and in. 50-46. They're missing a heck of a game here. Here's Stevenson, double teamed by Lafarge. Here's Tanner Johnson, double teamed again. Bounce pass to Stevenson, to double team him. 2:10 to go, and over the timeline, they lock him along the sideline. Stevenson finds Cameron Phillips, and Mark Beckham with a bumping foul.
Picked up his fourth foul. He was going for a steal, and he missed the steal and got the body. His fourth foul.
2:08 to go in the fourth period, 50-46. Lafarge played much more aggressively than they did against Brookwood than we saw more in Brookwood. 50-46, and the ball comes in. Common foul number 5 against the Cats. Right-hand side, and Alton has the ball swiped by Heisel. And the ball tipped out of bounds. 2:04 to go in period number 4. They'll reset in front of the DeSoto bench down behind the timeline. The ball comes in at Paulsrud, who's blocked here by Phillips. Cameron Clements. Clements double team. Bounce pass comes to Troy Paulsrud. Under 2 minutes to play. DeSoto by 4. Lafarge has not lost a conference game, but they're close to it right now. Travel against DeSoto, Alex Stevenson. 1:52 to go in period number 4, the 10th turnover against the DeSoto Pirates. 1:52 to play. It's a 4-point advantage here in favor of the DeSoto Pirates. Carver Phillips, top of the key. Right-hand side. Down the corner it comes here to Ryan Herkin. Ryan looking to the corner to Kelter. Bounce pass it comes to Heisel. Back out to Phillips. Dish to the corner. Mark Beckham head fakes. Won't take a shot. 1:35 to play. Cross-court feet it goes. Kelter. In it comes to Herkin. Gets past his defender. Throws one up. And Herkin gets the basket. And it's a 2-point game at 1:27. Pressure by Lafarge again. Paulsrud. Back in the timeline is Cameron Clements. Back to Tanner Johnson. Johnson won't pump at 1:18 to go. 2-point lead to DeSoto. Troy Paulsrud. Outside. Back on the top of the key. Ball out of the way. And Lafarge batting the ball and almost gets it. Almost gets it. And the ball tipped away to the DeSoto Pirates again. 1:11 to go. Tanner Johnson, the captain of the team, and the quarterback of the DeSoto team, making sure the ball gets inbounds here. 50-48, DeSoto by 2 to 1:11 to play in the fourth quarter. Cameron Clements with the ball, and he's picked up a bumping foul called against John Kelter. That'll be the 6th foul against Lafarge, a common foul situation. At 1:08 to go, that might be John's first personal foul is. Tanner will now throw the ball in right below us here on the speed at DeSoto. And the ball will come in from Johnson, looking to the right, looking to the left. Dishes off to Stevenson. Stevenson double teamed, and we got a quick foul called against Kelter. Force it against Carver Phillips. 1:05 to go. No, it's going to be John Kelter. The 7th foul here against Lafarge at 1:05 to play in this basketball game. DeSoto has not scored since 2:31 of the quarter. Lafarge just has scored 4 in a row in the last minute or so. And Alex Stevenson, the free throw line. And if you're a DeSoto fan, you want to make at least one of these. The 1-1 situation. And the first free throw by Stevenson rims out. He won't get the second one. And a loose ball picked up by Heisel. Heisel, 1 minute to play, 2-point difference. Herkin back to Tanner Heisel. Beckham back outside. Herkin won't go. 55 seconds to play. 50-48 DeSoto. Here's Carver Phillips, right-hand side. Heisel for a 3, and the lead, nope. Rebound by Herkin, puts it back up. It's tied at 46 seconds. Ryan Herkin ties it at 50-50. And here's Stevenson down the backcourt at 40 seconds to play. Lafarge, lots of pressure. Back left-hand side to Johnson, to Troy Paulsrud. Paulsrud going into the Stevenson. In the lane, the shot goes up, and a travel against Stevenson. 30.8 seconds to play. Lafarge has a chance maybe to win this game. We'll see what happens here. Kevin Alderson will call a timeout.
Game also brought your way by your locally owned Riverbank, here to serve you with locations in Westy, Coon Valley, Sparta, Sutter, DeSoto, and Perryville. By Viroqua's Dairy Queen, offering fan food, not fast food. They're open on South Main, Viroqua. A very good malt, too, and the peanut butter parfaits are scrumptious. By Effinger Equipment, North Main Street, Viroqua. Your dealer for John's Root and Steel Chainsaws, Snapper Snow Throwers, and they service it all at Effinger's in Viroqua. And by your State Farm Insurance agent, Lou Mendar and staff in Viroqua, offering auto, home, life, health, and business insurance, located next to Dunham's Cafe across from the fairgrounds.
Well, the teams meet again February 20th, and this is a makeup game for way back in the early part of the month here. What a game this has been. DeSoto staking Lafarge to a 7-point advantage early on. Three-quarter pass down here to Mark Beckham from Heisel. Shot goes back and tipped away. Back it comes here. Loose ball. Beckham got it. Back it comes here to Carver Phillips. Goes in for a shot. Got it! Carver Phillips with 2. It's 52-50, and here's DeSoto now with the shot. Right-hand side, Cameron Clements goes backdoor. Tries to find somebody. Turns one around. No good. Loose ball. Lafarge with 10 seconds. We got a foul call. 52-50 as Lafarge has come back on an outstanding basket by Carver Phillips here. And they have scored the last 8 points of this basketball game since 2:31. DeSoto's going to call a timeout here. And John Cena wants to talk to the officials. Lafarge has the ball. DeSoto's going to try to foul him in the situation. And ready to roll with the ball tapped in by Heisel. Comes into Beckham. Back it comes to Heisel. 7 seconds to play. In the backcourt, Cameron Clements with a foul. Last night, the Kickapoo ball player did that to DeSoto, and they called an intentional foul. It's the 5th foul called against the Pirates. 4.3 seconds to play. Here is Heisel. Lead feed to Mark Beckham against Tanner Johnson to run the clock out here. And then Johnson with a quick foul 1.5 seconds ago. But I think the writing's on the wall here. It'll be the 6th foul called here against the DeSoto Pirates. So now it'll be Heisel throwing the ball in with 1.5 seconds to play. Pirates hoping maybe get a tip somewhere and get the ball back and get a basket here to win it. Here comes the ball in. No time left. No quick foul. That's the 7th foul with 0.4 of a second to play in the game. Boy, oh boy, so close to a win have been the DeSoto Pirates in the 0.4 of a second left in regulation. 52-50 Lafarge. And Kelter will go to the free throw line. A 1-1 situation. He got it. And that pretty much puts the frosting on the cake for Lafarge for their win in the conference. Number 9. Second one goes up by Kelter. Perfect. 54-50. And ball comes in. Tanner Johnson launches a half-court shot of the buzzer off the board. And it's 54-50, your final score, as the Lafarge Wildcats stop DeSoto in the final 2 minutes and 31 seconds to score 10 unanswered points and win the thing from DeSoto, 54-50 here on Q102 and GreatRiversNews.com.